Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in this beautiful planet of ours. This is Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector, here for another Monday morning version of Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, or I like to say inspirational messages for the week ahead. So we're going to give it just one more minute to allow everybody to get on board. Going to be a shorter show today. I will be doing the Prospecting Q&A after show right at 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure to stay on this page. Make sure to like the page, subscribe the page, share the page, The Intuitive Prospector, because what we do here is have a lot of fun and spiritual awesomeness, or as I like to say, dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live. Hi, Katie. Yeah, the after show will be, I'm not taking direct questions right now, but good morning to all of my top fans, everybody that is tuning in. Please share out if you don't mind. And I'm going to be talking about something that's kind of cool, and it's about patience. And I'm going to be giving you some insights. Of course, somebody calls right when I'm broadcasting, but I'm going to be giving you a crystal for the week, your totem animal spirit for the week. I'm going to, instead of giving you a book recommendation today, I'm going to actually be reading from give you a poem, if you will, from a book that I read, but also give you the numerology pathway, and also give you the ability to get a free key to unlock one of my classes, Spiritual ABCs, over on the Learn It Live platform. So if you are hanging out with me for the first time, thank you so much for joining the show. I'm here every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. That's the inspirational show. I don't take any questions during the show. This is a message for you to help you with your journey. Journey in life, journey with love, journey with loss. And it's really just to assist, to guide, to inspire. A lot of the work I do as a spiritual teacher, and even somebody just recently on one of my reviews called me a spiritual therapist, which I thought was kind of cool. So, just want to say thank you. For some reason, my message did not come through today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the. For some reason, it wanted to capture my Learn It Live Spiritual ABC. So I'll post that real quick. But I'm not sure why it did not. Okay, there we go. If you guys could send me some hearts or likes. Sorry about that. Video got interrupted. So I'm going to post a comment of what today's show was supposed to be. Because for some reason when I got ready to go live, I usually post in what the topic of the show is today, and Facebook's acting kind of weird. So good morning, Mom. Mom says, I lost my top fan badge. Yeah, to get your top fan badge, guys, it's interacting with the show. It's showing up every week to have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. So grab your coffee, grab your tea. I've got my Star Wars Stormtrooper. It's actually kind of funny because it says, it says, freeze, you rebel scum. So today I'm drinking English breakfast tea because today I am talking about patience, the patience for the spiritual journey. So I've got a few of you tuning in. Let me just turn the comments off here, and let me see if the comments have caught up. Like I said, Facebook is acting a little clunky today. I am going to be broadcasting more over on Instagram, so make sure to follow my Instagram page under Intuitive Prospector or Inspired for Us. That's the number 4. And I'm also going to be broadcasting over on my YouTube channel, and that's how you're going to be able to get the free key to unlock the class I'm going to be offering to those that are tuning in, called Spiritual ABCs. Step 1, and so I'll give you that key here in just a sec. Again, if you want to go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel, this is how you're going to qualify here. So let me just paste it in. I've gone ahead and pasted in the YouTube channel link, so you'll get on my YouTube channel, and when I premiere later this afternoon is when I'll be offering the free key, because I'm trying to get other people over on Instagram and also over on my Intuitive Prospector channel for YouTube, which has about 260 videos. Those are 4 seasons of Inspired Living Radio, lots of podcasts with amazing people, topics from all around the world, different subjects, medicine, mediumship, mindfulness, meditation, metaphysics, you name it. And then for if you want to follow me on my Instagram page, I'm going to be doing a little bit more on my Instagram pages as well. Just for the fact that when I'm on Facebook, like I said, it can get a little clunky. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that over as well. So both links are in. including my YouTube library, and last but not least, my Learn It Live page, which I'll be giving that key to those classes. But today, I wanted to talk about patience. I wanted to share with you something that I'm just kind of reading your comments here. Good morning. I've got my coffee, really fattening creamer today. I love it. So grab your tea, grab your coffee. Let's move into what I call the magic of the moment. Take a nice deep breath with me. And let's have a little bit of a spiritual journey, a spiritual prospecting for your own spiritual gold. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about is patience. Patience in today's world is so lacking. I guess I should join you speaking of patience, since I made this nice tea. Drinking a little bit of English breakfast this morning. So I found in my journey that we're very on demand. We want it right now. And I always think of the little girl from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Have you ever seen it? That she wants an Oompa Loompa now. And she's that little bratty kid that says, I want my Oompa Loompa now, Daddy. I want it now. And a lot of times we jump the gun when we don't have patience for our journey. When we don't have the time to just sit and wait for things to unfold, because we got to get it now. Especially here in America, we're in a capitalist society, so it's all about the money, it's all about the bottom line. And when you go on that spiritual journey, you find that you start to kind of dissolve that belief system, if you will, and move into deeper, better things, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So this morning I'm going to read a poem to start us off, and it's about true success, of what true success looks like. Because in society, success is measured by money, of course, but it is also, there's a lot more things more important than money, because you don't get to take any of this stuff with you, guys. I hate to break it to you, but at the end of the day, everything that you end up owning doesn't go with you. And for some of you, the stuff that you end up owning ends up owning you because of debt. So this is from a book called Blessed with All These Things. And it's something that I do every morning, part of my gratitude, my attitude for gratitude. It's a way for me to have grateful 8 things that I'm grateful for. This weekend was kind of heavy for me, guys. I'll be honest with you. When you are sensitive, when you're an empath, when you're a spiritual teacher like myself, not every day is unicorns and rainbows and kitty cats and cupcakes. And what's going on in the world, whether it's religion, politics, chaos, mass shootings. Here in California, we just had a mass shooting. For me, it's carrying that burden, that heavy burden, and knowing a knowingness, if you will, a clear cognizance of things to come, and it's not always easy to handle. And so, what it reminds me is to have patience, to let things unfold, but also to ease the burden of knowing things or being a sensitive. Is to have an attitude for gratitude and grateful 8. So one of the things that I refer to are music, inspirational books, inspirational YouTube videos, meditations, mindfulness, qigong, manifesting, because sometimes that burden can be very, very heavy to hold on to, like dragging a heavy suitcase, and you got to learn to let that go. And that's part of the spiritual path, is the ability to let go of things that no longer serve your higher good, which includes your past, which includes your future, because those are not guaranteed. The future is not guaranteed, and all we have is the magic in the moment. So, good morning to you. Thank you for joining me this morning here for Metaphysical Mocha Mondays, talking about patience. And I had tried to put the topic in the video, and for some reason, it did not want to type in. But today's message is, mighty oaks from little acorns grow. And what I mean from that is, in the spiritual path, for those of you that are watching today, a lot of us have had our insides ripped out like a seedling. A seedling literally has its insides ripped out. But it's because of the experiences, whether they're from, early childhood or something that happened along your path of life, that that shaking that causes the awakening. There's something that has caused your heart to be, broken, ripped out. And Rumi talks about that's where the growth happens, when the heart is broken. It's where the cracks are in our journey that allows the light in. And so the journey can be slow, but if you're patient enough for the journey, that mighty oak seedling, that little acorn that dropped to the ground and somehow found itself, whether a whether an animal buried it and it started to grow, but it laid its roots. And today's message is laying your roots so you can have your fruits. But in order to do that, you have to have patience. And the patience is based on not getting ahead of the curve, not wanting it right now, like the little girl I referred to in Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory. But I want my Oompa Loompa now, Daddy. I want it now. And a lot of times the more we want it, the more we miss it. But if you sit back and you take a nice breath and you turn off your mind, because the mind, that chatterbox, that voice that's in your head that's constantly talking to you, the one person you're going to talk to the most in your journey is yourself. When you turn that off and stop thinking about the future and planting seeds today for the future you want, and stop going back to a past from your memories, because your memories which creates your past, myself included, something I've had to work through my meditations, through counseling, through mindfulness. But eventually, mighty oaks from little acorns grow, and that's today's message. And the quote I want to, in the passage I want to read to you from the book that I'm reading out is called "May You Be Blessed with All These Little Things." Actually, my mom gave me this book, so Mom, there you go. She gave me this book a while back. It's one of the many books that I refer to. I've got "Not Born to Suffer" by Blake Bauer, if you know that book. I've got "Breaking the Norms" by Chardwish Bardois. Both have been on the radio show Inspired Living Radio. I got a whole sort of books, and so when I'm feeling heavy, or I feel a heavy burden, or just that spiritual journey, I call it the spiritual struggle. And some of you are going to relate to what I'm saying. Others of you watching will have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's yet to come. But it's literally like the angel and the devil on each shoulder. As a light worker, we want to be in service, we want to help, we want to inspire, we want to teach, we want to heal, we want to help. I've always been in service, from the days of my Coast Guard, serving my country, to being a retired firefighter, serving my local community, now being a spiritual teacher, serving the world of spirit and those that are no longer here. But that isn't always easy, and we carry burdens. And there are days when we have the angel on the shoulder that says, I want to help everybody. And on the other side of the shoulder, you got the devil saying, screw everybody. And I call this the spiritual struggle. It's the voice within the head. It's that inner voice. And it's also identifying awareness to the voice that you hear, because we all have conversations with ourselves, and I call it your higher self. I call it consciousness. But I also say that there's also a spiritual struggle. One day you want to be in service and help, and the other day you just want to be alone, isolated, and be a total introvert in your home. So that's part of that spiritual struggle. And what I can tell you is mighty oaks from little acorns grow doesn't happen overnight. And just like the tree, just look out the window and look at that tree. We were just talking about this last night as we sat enjoying the sunset. We've got a tree just outside our house that our neighbors have, and it's probably 130, 40 years old. It's been around the West Seattle. It's tall. It's really big. But it didn't get there overnight. It had to grow. It had to have patience. And so for today, what I want to read to you is, may you be blessed with true success. Success is so much more than most people imagine it to be. Success is looking forward to the day. It's having plans and wishes and goals to go after. It's letting your heart say yes. May you be blessed with true success. Success is not necessarily waking up to go work a 9-to-5 job to pay for crap that you can't take with you anyway. We got to pay our bills. Granted, we have our car payments, we have our mortgages, we have children to raise, fur babies to feed. But at the same time, there's a lot more in true success. Your health, your mindset, what you're doing in society, what you're doing for others, what you're doing for yourself. And the patience that comes with that is, a lot of people, I find even myself, when I don't meditate or I practice my Qigong in the morning and just sit in that quietness with a nice cup of tea or a nice cup of coffee, is I want to get ahead of the curve. I want to just go, go, go. And a lot of times you can do that for a while, but eventually the body or the mind will say no, no, no. And I can tell you from firsthand, from my own health issues, disease or dis-ease is caused by trying to do too much, and it's having a lack of patience. I always say that patience is the calm acceptance that things can happen in a different order than the one you have in mind. Let me say that again. Patience is the calm acceptance that things can happen in a different order than the one you have in your mind. Because in our mind, we project of what we want, but we find a lot of times what we want isn't always the case. Example, I didn't want to be a spiritual teacher. I did not want to be a psychic. I did not want to be a medium. I never thought I would be doing this work, guys. I never thought you'd find me on a radio show. Never thought you'd catch me on Alexa. Now, you can catch me on Alexa or your Echoes units at home. Just say, Alexa, open up Positive Living, and you'll get a Positive Living tip with my voice now. That's kind of cool, but also kind of weird. Because I wasn't born, I was born sensitive, but I didn't know that I would always do this work in the future. And actually, I have a reading at 9 a.m. today, so my show will be cut short. But I didn't know that I would be stepping into this. And it was at the age of 27 that great trauma and tragedy completely changed. We call it neuroplasticity. It opened up my brain, my pineal gland right here, got the crystallization knocked off, and it opened me up to things, metaphysically speaking, things that are outside of our normal senses, our see it, taste it, touch it, hear it, smell it. That's where you start to get into metaphysics. You start to get into pseudoscience. You start to get into mediumship. You start to get into a place of consciousness that was, closed off to you, and it was closed off to me, but I did have sensitive hits when I was little. Come to find out, it does run in my family. I did not know that from generations past. I learned that through my mom had told me that my grandma and my great grandma had this gift. Didn't know it. It wasn't always something I thought as a gift, because I kind of fought against this for years because I was worried about what other people thought of me. I was worried about judgment or critique or opinions. And at the end of the day, if you want to move into your authentic self, guys, you have to stay the course, follow that God spark, that voice that's in your heart and in your soul, and follow that, not worrying about what other people think or say about you, because at the end of the day, it's really none of our business what other people think about us. I try to move into a place of teaching that's, the golden circle, pay it forward, treat people like I like to be treated, be kind, caring, compassionate. And in this journey, I found, especially in the spiritual world and other spiritual people, I found it to be very toxic at times, very competitive, very backstabbing, and I just didn't understand it. So there was a lot of spiritual struggle myself, where I want to be in service to help people, Marc on this shoulder, and then on the other side saying, screw all this, people are mean, people are just downright nasty, and I want to just stay in my house and watch Netflix all day. But what I'm here to tell you today is I've moved into a place of acceptance of who I am, my authentic self, being in service to spirit, helping other people. You can go to marclainhart.com and just kind of read my backstory, read my educations. I'm a certified healthcare provider. I do a lot of teaching. I don't do this full time. It's just something that I like to do, as being inspiring and being in service and helping others. But at the same time, I don't know if I'd want to do this full time, but there's that acceptance of moving into who I was. Now, I didn't get here to be the intuitive prospector overnight, and that's today's message. And that message that I'm going to remind you about is what I was saying about mighty oaks from little acorns grow. So this little acorn called Marc Lainhart has grown into something bigger, where I work with people all around the world now via phone, video, in-person events, radio, Alexa, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of crazy. But that little acorn has become more of that mighty oak. And if you think about it, the mighty oak is not about being something grand and, hey, look at me. In the spiritual path, it's quite the opposite. It's actually, don't look at me. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. I'm here to host. Just like a tree houses birds and squirrels and gives off oxygen, and it's symbiotic. That's the spiritual path, guys. And I didn't always feel comfortable with doing that. I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. Now I am. And so mighty oaks from little acorns grow is something that I wanted to remind you about on the pathways of patience, and just give you some food for thought and inspire you that patience is the calm acceptance, and you get there through different forms of meditation, different forms of manifestation, different forms of mindfulness, different forms of stopping and smelling the roses and being in what I call the magic in the moment. Patience is the calm acceptance that things can happen in a different order than the one you have in your mind. All right? Patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude. And I'm going to be teaching a class on my Learn It Live platform. So I put the link in the description field. You can get to all of my stuff at marclainhart.com, or an internet search Intuitive Prospector. I'm going to be teaching a numerology class on acceptance, the power of numbers. I'm a numerologist. I'm fascinated with numbers. I'm going to be teaching about acceptance. There's actually mathematical formulas around acceptance. It's quite fascinating, and I'm going to be teaching a class on that. So you're going to want to get on my YouTube. You're going to also want to sign up at my Learn It Live. I'm going to be teaching more as we move into 2020. I'm also going to be course organizing some really cool courses coming here to Seattle, Washington, with some pretty big names in spiritual mediumship, people that have really been doing this work for a long time. So you'll want to pay attention to marclainhart.com and stay active with this show and get your top fan badge, because this is where I'll be announcing everything that's coming in 2020, including course organization events. 3 events that are coming to Seattle that I'm happy to be course organizing. Something that's new for me to be a course organizer and be stepping into that. But patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. And for those of you, today's message is about patience. There are no shortcuts. Is what I'm trying to say. Let me get another drink of my tea. What I always remind people is there are no shortcuts in life. You can take them, but eventually you're gonna get the rug pulled out from underneath your feet. Take it from someone who knows. I've tried to keep up with the Joneses, tried to do the get rich quick schemes. They don't work, guys. The get rich is the journey within, the journey of finding that diamond within, and the way you find that diamond, or you find those acorn roots, is to go within and to work hard, to be patient, to be consistent with what your journey is. Show up every day, be consistent, be disciplined, and never ever give up. Stay the course. Trust me, I've even talked with my own mentor a few times about giving up, not wanting to do this. She's told me, Mark, stay the course. It's not easy. If this was easy, everyone would do it. And so, patience is also about the acorn growing into the mighty oak. And again, like I said, today's message is all about mighty oaks from little acorns grow. And there's a lot of truth in that. One of the things that really kind of inspired me to talk about this today on today's topic is I went and saw Rocket Man, and it's the story of Elton John, and it's Hollywood, so I always take it with a grain of salt, right? I always say, okay, it's Hollywood, but I know that Elton John was also the executive producer on the movie, and he had a lot of input to how he wanted to be represented in his journey. And if you haven't seen Rocket Man, I highly recommend it. It resonated with me from many different levels. And imagine if he would not have been patient and worked hard and stayed the course for what he saw, his vision, what he saw, not what other people told him, what he saw, what he felt, and what he knew. Now, granted, it helps that he knew how to play piano and was a prodigy at a young age and just took to music. We all have that special gift. Maybe we haven't uncovered it yet. Maybe we need to get out here and explore a little bit more and discover. And I always use that tagline, dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live. Because I didn't know that my gifts were going to be in helping other people. Being an inspirer, being in radio, doing events to help and to guide and to teach. I did not see my journey that way, but it was through the unfoldment and the patience and the trust and the working hard that I continued to follow that inner calling, that inner voice to put me where I'm at today. And that's what Elton John did. So imagine the world without Elton John's music. All those great songs that he sang. I'm just thinking... just some of the songs, It's Your Song, Tiny Dancer, Rocket Man, Honky Cat, Crocodile Rock, Daniel, Saturday Night's All Right, Candle in the Wind, Benny and the Jets. The hits. He just got hit after hit after hit. I'm just looking at some of my playlist here. But the movie is fantastic because he went through so many trials and tribulations to get to where he was, but he stayed the course. And yeah, he had a hell of a ride, lots of women, lots of drugs, lots of men in his journey, but he is known as Elton John today. Sir Elton John, I should say. And it's a great movie. It inspired me. It touched some of my own roots. It touched some of my own journey, some of the things that I've had to work on. But again, you have to lay your roots, guys, to have your fruits. And in order to have your fruits, you got to have patience. Patience is the ability to count down before the blast off, is what I like to say. Work hard in silence and let your success be your noise. Patience is the art of concealing your impatience, I guess. The hardest test in life is having the patience to wait for the right moment. So it comes back to patience, patience, patience. Sometimes for me, patient means self-suffering in the spiritual journey. It's probably you may be actually sitting here today looking at watching me and saying, I don't have time to watch this, Mark. I don't have the patience to listen to what the message you're trying to say. Because again, that's that mind. It's that monkey mind that wants to go, go, go and just keep you going and keep you just busy and distracted. And I would challenge you to take the time to disconnect so you can have the time to reconnect, because there's a lot of power and a lot of messages and a lot of information in consciousness. Like I said, for me at 27, when I got the call that my brother had been murdered, it changed everything for me. Heaven no longer became a place. Heaven became a state of consciousness for me. Heaven, the etheric world, the unseen world, the metaphysical world, the spiritual world, whatever your belief system is, If you go and search, you're going to find that cave that we fear to explore usually holds the treasure we seek. I find that patience and silence are two of the most powerful energy. Patient makes you mentally strong. Silent makes you emotionally strong. Let me say that again. Patience and silence, two of the things that we both can do anytime we want. Patience in silence. Very powerful energies. Patient makes you mentally strong. Silence can make you very emotionally strong. So, just wanted to share that message with you today. There's great power in patience. Again, patience is not an absence of actions. Rather, it is timing, knowing your timing. It awaits on the right time to act for the right principles in the right way. Don't think of life as a game of checkers. Quick, quick, quick. King me, go, go, go. Think of the game of life as a game of chess. Slow, patient movements and movements that will unfold, and you'll be in the right place of where you need to be. So this morning I want to give you your prospecting stone for the week. It's actually the amber. Now, amber's not really a crystal per se. It's actually tree resin that has over time solidified. And the reason I'm giving you amber today, because it's about the patience. It's about the ability to solidify and become fossilized with what you're doing. Because like I said, amber is not really a crystal. But when you hold on to amber, if you have ever worked with the amber resin, whether it's usually, you can have clear, it can be yellow, it can be orange. But the energy of it is, it's a powerful healer and it's a powerful cleanser that draws disease from the body, and is a great way to promote tissue revitalization. So amber, the resin amber, not a crystal, but it's over time has fossilized, the resin is fossilized, that allows you to hold it so it feels like a crystal, even though it's not a crystal. But I'm using that stone today as a crystal of patience, but also to help you with having it heal and cleanse your journey and all of the trials and tribulations that you've gone through, because there's a rocket man inside of you. There's a tiny dancer inside of you. Just like Elton John, there's an Elton John inside of you. If you give it time and you give it patience, you'll get to where you're going and where you need to go. The numerology number for the week is 8, which is my number in numerology. I'm a life path 8. It's manifestation, the very, very, very powerful in setting what you want to manifest out here. Things are born twice, first in your mind, then into your reality. What do you want to take here and bring out into your reality? For me, it's my book. For me, it's my prospecting cards that I'm working on. For me, it's my next show. It's my next class about awareness through the power of numerology. And I'm going to be, for my new subscribers on YouTube and my new followers on Instagram, I'm going to be giving out keys to that class, Spiritual ABCs Level 1. So make sure to sign up. And if you've shared the page out, get your top fan badge. At the end of the month, I take all those that have helped contribute to the page and share the page out. Enter your name into a little hat I have here. I pull a name out, Spirit pulls a name out, and then you get a free 30-minute reading with me. So that's my way of giving back as well. But now I'm going to also start giving out free keys to my classes. They don't cost much. They're like $10, $15. But I'm going to give out 5 keys to unlock that course for free. And in order to do that, get on my YouTube channel, subscribe. The link is in the description field, or go to Learn It Live /Soul Adventures, would I put that link as well to sign up and register for those classes, because I'm going to start teaching a lot more. Last but not least is your totem animal spirit for the week. It's the eagle, and it's saying do the right thing. So manifestation, number 8. Eagle, do the right thing. The amber is your stone or crystal. I guess I'd call it the resin. It's fossilized resin that is your stone, but it's to help with the healing process. And if you just will be patient with me and give me 1 minute to send this over to my YouTube channel. Make sure to get on my YouTube channel and premiere. I'll be premiering that. Put a comment in the YouTube channel that when the premiere goes live. And then I'm going to be now switching over to the prospecting Q&A after show for only 30 minutes, because I have a 9 a.m. reading this morning with somebody in Atlanta. So we'll see what that unfolds. But I want to just say thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I hope that makes sense about what I was saying about patience. Like I said, there is great energy in patience. The patient helps with the mind. The silence helps with the emotion. And I hope that you'll move into that patience, because I have found that the journey, that patience is the best medicine. And again, for those of us that are on the journey, Mighty oaks from little acorns grow. You'll get there. Give it time. Stay the course. Work hard, be patient, and it'll unfold as it should. So thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Have a great rest of your week. I'll be back here next Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern. This has been Metaphysical Mocha Mondays with your host, Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector. Until our next soul adventure together, be kind, be caring, be compassionate. I'll see you next Monday. Stick around. I'll be back here in 30 seconds or so for the Prospecting Q&A after show solely on the Intuitive Prospector page. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Namaste.